Alrighty, awesome. Well, we're going to get started. Welcome everyone to the Probe Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to them at any time. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/probe. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that is Piedmont University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karis Fowler. I am a representative of Piedmont University, and I am happy to be here with you today. So we are located in Georgia. So we are a small private liberal arts institution located in the northeast part of the state. I will get a little more towards that later. But yes, you might have heard of us named as Piedmont College. We did recently go through a name change. We made that transition in April of this year. So no time like COVID pandemic to change your name. Okay, so we were founded in 1897. We offer a variety of majors, over 50 different programs of study in our 4 different colleges. Our Walker College of Business houses multiple business degrees, accounting, finance, management, marketing, the standards that you would find, as well as a digital marketing, global logistics, and business analytics degree. So you can find all of those there. And then, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble here. Okay, you can find all of those there. We have 2,500 students between our 2 campuses. Our Demarest campus houses about half of those. That is our main campus for freshmen. We are an NCAA Division III institution, so we have 19 different athletic teams there, 49 programs of study, or 49 clubs and organizations. I'm sorry, in those 50 plus programs of study, I mentioned the Walker College of Business. We also have the R.H. Daniel College of Nursing and Health Sciences. We are one of the top nursing programs in the state of Georgia with 100% higher rate for students graduating our program. We have our College of Education. We are the #1 school for teacher placement in the state of Georgia. And then our College of Arts and Sciences houses our fine arts programs, as well as our hard sciences, which is going to be your chemistry, your biology, all of that. And then criminal justice, we have one of the few forensic science bachelors in the Southeast, as well as psychology, political science, and others. So that is who we are on that part. So we, our motto is the Piedmont Promise. So we want to provide you with an educational experience that's personal in approach and passionate in application, practical in impact. James Magazine out of Atlanta named us the #1 private university in the state of Georgia. And that is how we look at everything we do, is through the lens of the Piedmont Promise: personal, passionate, and practical. So you can see where we are here. So our Demarest campus is the one at the top that is located in the northeast corner of the state. We are about 20 minutes from Helen. We are about 30 minutes north of Gainesville. And our small campus is there. So our Athens campus is for transfer students and degree completion. We have a lot of adult learners there, people completing those degrees as well as working full-time at the same time. Average class size on campus is 11 students in a classroom. Freshman classes run between 20 and 25, but you will never be able to hide in the back of the classroom at Piedmont. So most of our students do live on campus. At our Demarest campus, 72% of those find a spot on campus. They find their place. And then it is easy to do when there's 10 students to every faculty member on campus. You will not have any trouble connecting with somebody and having that personal educational experience. So you can see these are our NCAA Division III athletic teams in the USA South Conference. You can see some of our accolades on the bottom there: 50 conference championships, many national champions in women's cycling, NCAA Division III postseason appearances. We also did add competition cheerleading that will be launching next year. So they are recruiting now. But you can see if you have any questions about that, PiedmontLions.com, you can find more information on all of those athletic pursuits. So we do the 49 plus student organizations. So you can see a list there, but also you see the picture of the theater students. So our fine arts programs are legendary in our area. Our theater performance just wrapped up the musical Hair. They do 4 different performances a year. We have multiple concentrations in the theater major. You could study music at our brand new music conservatory. We are an all Steinway school. Our conservatory of music is state of the art. We have a visual arts as well. You see the art club there, the visual art, photography, painting, metal sculpting, woodworking, fabrication, all of those fall into the digital art and the visual art major. So yes, but our clubs and organizations, if we don't have it, students find the ways to start it. So you've got those. We also have our campus activities board, our student ambassadors. Those are things that our SGA, our Student Government Association, is very active on campus. Also more activities on campus than days in the school year. And there is always something to do around. So some of our accolades, we have been voted for 2 years in a row the safest campus in North America. So no worries, our students are super safe. I mentioned #1 private college in Georgia. You can see what some of our alumni are doing as well. The admissions process, we are still test optional at Piedmont University. We need to see your official high school transcript. We will be looking at those GPAs. We really want to see a 3.0 or higher. You can send in those test scores, but we don't need to have them. And then here is some financial aid information as well. And let's go on here. Here is a QR code. If you have more information, scan that, or you can email me at kfowler@piedmont.edu. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. That was great. Alrighty, next we have Florida Southern College.
All right, thanks so much. Let me go ahead and pull up my PowerPoint. Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. Happy to be here. My name is Brian Emery. I am a senior admissions counselor with Florida Southern College. I work with most of the southeastern states in the country. I'm definitely excited to share with you a little bit about the college. A little bit of general info about us to start. We are located in Lakeland, Florida, right in between Tampa and Orlando, so we're very central in the state. We have over 3,000 students. About 2,600 of those 3,000 plus are our traditional undergraduate students. The additional few hundred students are in our graduate programs that we offer. And about 60% of our students are from Florida. The other 40% come from just about every state in the country and also from over 40 different countries from around the world. Academically, we're very comprehensive. We have over 70 programs to choose from, along with a lot of pre-professional tracks like pre-medicine, pre-law, pre-dentistry, pre-physical therapy, those kind of things. And also we are a liberal arts college at our core. So we want to make sure kind of foundationally our students have a well-rounded education, but we do allow you to dive really deeply into your particular major. We do also have some accelerated options you can see there. There are 4+1 tracks for Masters of Accountancy, Masters of Business, Masters of Education, and Masters of Psychology. So students interested in some of those programs, that could be a good option to look into. All right, the classroom environment, being a small school, our average class size certainly is pretty small. Generally 15 to 20 in general is going to be where most of your classes probably will be. We're also very active and kind of engaged learning environment. We really want to kind of get our students doing a lot of things with their education, not just sitting and taking notes all the time. That's part of the learning process, kind of absorbing the information, but then we more importantly want to show you how to use that and kind of what the practical skills are associated with it. Also, very importantly, 100% of our classes are taught by professors. We do not have graduate assistants or teaching assistants teaching any of our classes. All right, and a really important thing as well is our 3 guarantees. So we basically guarantee these 3 experiences for all of our students that come to Florida Southern. A little in depth, a couple notes on each one. We do guarantee a study abroad trip at little or no additional cost. We want to make sure that every student that comes to Florida Southern, no matter where you come from, no matter what your situation is, you will have some opportunity for a study abroad trip and not have finances be an obstacle to that. So that's really important to us. Secondly, we guarantee an internship to get that professional experience, that professional insight into a particular career. And then also we guarantee you'll graduate in 4 years. The national average is surprisingly about 5.5 years to get a bachelor's, but we guarantee that you will graduate in 4 years or less. All right, a little on student life. It's a very active and vibrant student body, over 125 clubs and organizations. Academic fraternities, professional organizations, and honor societies are really big here as well. Greek life is a good option for students that are interested in that. We do also have a lot of campus ministries. We are Methodist affiliated, but we don't have any requirements. It's not forced on students. If you want to be a part of it, that's great. But also, if you're not interested, that's okay as well. It's not a requirement in any way, shape, or form. Athletically, we are Division II. We're among the top 3 most successful Division II programs in the country. It's a very strong athletic program. We also have some interesting club sports as well: water ski, equestrian, esports, ice hockey, and cheerleading. Kind of some non-traditional stuff to kind of change things up a little bit. But yeah, if you're looking for athletics in your college experience, either as a athlete yourself or just kind of going to games and whatnot, you'll definitely find that here. All right, application process. It is free to apply first and foremost. There's no cost. We have our application. We accept the Common App and the Coalition App. It's totally up to you. It is rolling admissions. So usually once we get everything we need to complete your file, we can get you a decision within roughly a month or so. We are test optional as well, a key thing to remember. So if you want to submit test scores, you can, but not required. And the numbers on the bottom give you a general idea on the averages. So weighted GPA, and then the middle range for test scores. But again, average is not necessarily the minimums for those. All right, and then to kind of close things up, financial aid. Merit scholarships are awarded at the time of admission. So if you're accepted, you're then automatically considered for merit scholarships. In that range, you can see $7,000 to $21,000 a year based on GPA and or test scores. We have a lot of other grants and scholarships, whether it be talent-based, athletics, fine arts, those kind of things, academic departmental scholarships and grants, various need-based grants as well, lots of different things available for students really in a variety of ways. We also accept a lot of outside scholarships and grants as well. And then lastly, if you get a chance to come visit us, again, we're right in between Tampa and Orlando. So a lot of families will take trips down to Florida and then hit a lot of schools. There are quite a few colleges in that kind of central Florida area. So it can be very convenient to take a vacation down here and also visit a bunch of schools and learn a little more about us. We have daily tours, Saturday tours on certain, usually about once a month throughout the year. And then we also have some open house programs we call Day on Campus. So, but yeah, if you can visit colleges, any colleges, it's really important, it helps a lot. So that's pretty much it for me. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for that. Next up, we have Newcastle University.
Hi, my name's Thomas, and as you can probably hear from my accent, I am not based in the US. I actually represent Newcastle University in England. We are a large public research university located in the city of Newcastle upon Tyne. So I'm just going to start, first of all, by telling you a little bit about the city that we are based in. So for those of you who are not familiar with UK geography, London is the gold star down there in the southeast, and Newcastle is the red pin there on the northeast coast. We are in England, but we are very close to Scotland. We're just an hour and a half away from Edinburgh by direct train and just under 3 hours to London by train. Newcastle itself is pretty much known as the capital of the northeast of England, and we do have an international airport just 20 minutes outside of the city and the campus. Whilst we don't have any direct flights to North America, we do have flights at 80 different destinations, mostly across Europe, but also in the Middle East with flights to Dubai. Newcastle is very well known in the UK and in lots of countries around the world, including the US, as a very student-friendly city. And we are actually ranked one of the top 5 best student cities in the UK and top 50 in the world. We're also one of the most affordable student cities in the UK and also one of the safest places to study. But we're not just a college town, we are also a hub for things like innovation, technology, advanced manufacturing, and the arts as well. And for those of you who might think that everywhere in England is rainy all the time, well, that's not true. Newcastle is actually one of the driest cities in the UK and comparatively drier than a lot of other major cities around the world. In the US, that compares where we have less rain in places like DC, Seattle, and New York. Newcastle is also surrounded by some beautiful nature. We're just 20 minutes from the coast, as I said, but also to the north, to the west, and to the south, we've got wonderful countryside, all within very easy reach using public transport. And we're also a very historical city and also region. We actually have more castles in the northeast of England than anywhere else in England itself. And just to give you an example of some of the different sights and sounds of the city, you can see there the Gray's Monument at the top left, that's right in the heart of the city. You've got Tynemouth Longsands Beach, which has been named one of the best in the world by TripAdvisor. You've got opportunities to go kayaking on the river that runs through the city. And as I said, castles, we have lots of those for you to visit. We're very lucky that our campus is located right in the heart of Newcastle, so students get the best of both worlds. We do have a lovely green, lovely campus with most of our buildings located in one of the two areas that are highlighted in gold there, but also it's really easy for students to access the facilities that Newcastle has to offer. They're just a short walk away from campus. Most of our students do live on campus, which is also a bonus as well. You can see there, that's the heart of our campus. Well, our history dates back to the 1830s, and that is reflected in some of our wonderful historical architecture. The Student Union building is the building in the foreground there, but we do actually have some amazing modern buildings as well. So we have the National Centre for Data and Innovation located inside the building there in the top left, and we have our School of Computer Science located there in the bottom right. We have a very strong global reputation for our academics. We are ranked in the top 150 universities in the world. Just to give you an idea, that puts us ahead of UC Davis, Texas A&M, Pittsburgh, Dartmouth, Vanderbilt, and Georgetown. And in the UK, we're ranked in the top 20, and we actually have 13 subjects ranked in the UK top 10. That includes agriculture, amongst others, agriculture, art and design, creative writing, food science, Asian studies, psychology, architecture, linguistics, and sports science. And we're also a founding member of something called the Russell Group, which is very similar to the Ivy League in the US. And it does include places like Oxford and Cambridge, which I'm sure you will have heard of. We're also one of the top 20 most targeted universities by UK leading employers. So that will include UK and international employers, many brand names that you'll have heard of in the US. And 95% of our graduates are in work or further study within just 6 months of graduating. In terms of our size, we have 27,000 students from over 120 different nationalities studying on our campus, and they study over 200 different bachelor's degrees and 300 different master's and PhD programs across our 3 faculties. It includes a wide range of subjects in humanities and social sciences. It's worth pointing out amongst those humanities and social sciences, law in England can be studied as a bachelor program. We also have science, agriculture, and engineering, have a wide variety of programs in that area, and in the medical sciences as well. Again, worth pointing out that dental sciences and medicine can both be studied as undergraduate degrees in the UK. In terms of our entry requirements, well, we're not test optional. It's rare for UK universities to be test optional, but we are what we would call test flexible, which means that ideally we would like to see 3 AP tests from students with a minimum of 4s. Some subjects will require 5s, and some subjects will have prerequisites in terms of what AP tests you need to have taken. However, we understand that's not possible for all students, so we are flexible with what we require, and you could substitute an AP test for something like an honours class or a dual enrollment class at a college. In terms of our support and well-being, well, obviously as an international student, you'll need a bit of extra support, and that's where I come in the international office. But once you get here, we have lots of support through our health and well-being teams, and that's why I've got the dogs there. We have a dogs for welfare that you can book in special time with them, just take them for a walk. It's been proven many studies that dogs can help students with their mental health. We also have disability and specialist learning supports. We're ranked 3rd in the UK for diversity and inclusion, and we also have a wide range of other services as well. In terms of our student experience, we have over 200 different societies and 60 different sports clubs, and we are ranked top 10 in the UK for our sports. In terms of tuition, well, generally speaking, the UK is cheaper than studying in the US, but you can see on our website our tuition fees, but just worth pointing out that we do have scholarships available as well, and you can use federal and private loans to study with us. And if you'd like to find out more, there's lots of information on our website, or you can email me or scan the QR code there. I will also put my email in the chat for you so that you can contact me directly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, next up, we have the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Great, thank you. Hopefully you can see that big red, we are Nebraska. Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. I am Gabby Williams with the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, and I am the Kansas City Regional Specialist. If you're not located in Kansas City, no worries, we got you covered with regional specialists all over the United States and internationally. So our specialist, Rebecca Heilman, will be your recruitment specialist. She's listed at the bottom of the page there. So she covers the great state of Georgia. So please feel free to reach out to her anytime with any questions. So where is the University of Nebraska, Lincoln? Well, there we are, smack middle in the United States. And we are located in the capital city of Lincoln, Nebraska. We are the original land grant university in the state of Nebraska, and we are home to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We are proud to be part of the Big Ten Alliance, and with Big Ten sports comes a Big Ten college town located right there in downtown Lincoln. Students can enjoy all of what the city has to offer with coffee shops, art stores, restaurants, and then safely walk back to their dorm. We have over 26,000 students at this point, of which 20,000 of those are undergraduates. So we are a large school, but we are one of the smaller schools in the Big Ten, which allows us to keep it to a 38 average class size and an 18:1 student to faculty ratio. There's also some information there as far as some of our activities that you can become involved in, but we have over 500 student organizations. So we will definitely keep you busy and you'll have a lot of fun while you're on campus. We also have Big Ten academics with over 150 majors. We have business, engineering, all of our arts and sciences, fine and performing arts, pre-health, education, and everything in between. We also have popular hard to find majors such as architecture, and that's certified architecture, forensics, and then we also have our College of Law and College of Dentistry located right there in Lincoln, Nebraska. So moving on to admissions, we are test optional for both admission and scholarships for the fall 2022 year. So seniors, this is the year to qualify for a large out-of-state scholarship based solely on GPA. And those scholarships can range between $13,000 to $15,000. So submitting test scores will not hurt you. It will never hurt you. We will always go with either your GPA or your test score if you submit one, whichever will give you the highest scholarship amount. So don't delay, submit your application just as soon as you can, as many of our deadlines are approaching, including our university honors program. Their deadline is coming up on November 15th. So to access that application, you will need to first apply for admission, but once you apply, we will also assess you for scholarships. No other applications are necessary, and we accept either our online application or we also accept the Common App. Last but not least, come to campus. We are open for campus visits and we have weekday and weekend visits. We actually developed our own saliva-based COVID testing. So we've been able to remain open and healthy this entire time, and students are welcome to get tested anytime they feel necessary. So we are so happy we have welcomed back our Big Ten athletics and all of our freshman traditions. So please come to campus, experience the energy, and then you'll know what we mean when we say go Big Red. Thank you so much, and please feel free to add questions to the chat.
Wonderful, thank you. Alrighty, and Champlain College.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today and just for being here. So we're Champlain College, located in Burlington, Vermont. We are a small private, not-for-profit, really career-focused education. So when I say small, we're about 2,100 students. So that equals about a 14 or 15 student average class size with a 12:1 student to faculty ratio. So you're going to have that small personalized education, but it's going to be a chance for your professors to get to know you, really what you want to do and help you achieve in your career success. But with those small class sizes, you're not limited in a small perspective. So we have students coming from over 40 different states as well as 18 different countries. So you're definitely going to have a large national and global view coming into your classrooms and really bringing their unique perspectives with it. So as I mentioned, we are located right in Burlington, Vermont. So we are right there in Burlington, Vermont. You can't see me pointing at my screen, but we're right there in kind of the northern New England area. From Atlanta, Georgia, we have a direct flight through Delta at our international airport, and it only takes about 3 hours to get there. So we're really not too far away from the Georgia area. And it's really accessible, and we're pretty centrally located across different areas. So you're not too far from Portland or New York or even Montreal, Canada. We're only a couple hours away. So if you want to go up to the border and get some poutine, then that is available for you as well. So I can't talk about Champlain without talking about Burlington, Vermont. So, one of the common misconceptions that we have is that, it's just cows and snow up in Vermont. And we have so much more. Up in Burlington, we are the city of Vermont. So with us and some of our neighboring institutions, we bring about 14,000 students to the Burlington area every year. So you're going to be in a young, vibrant, college-age community that really is supportive of one another. We have over 150 plus restaurants. So if you're like me and you like eating, definitely a great area for that, as well as tons of local studios and galleries, theaters, music festivals. They did a Festival of Fools one time where it was a bunch of street performers performing right on our pedestrian only street called Church Street. We're home of Ben and Jerry's as well. So Ben and Jerry's is right there, just a stone's throw away. And you can also get a maple creamy, which is kind of like a soft serve, but so much better. So definitely, some good food, some good activities to be a part of in the Burlington area. So thinking a little bit about our student life. So we are a residential community. So about 80% of our students live on campus. And in your first year, you actually get to live in one of 21 Victorian era mansions. So these are unique housing situations for our first year students where they get to live in a residence hall the size of 15 to 55 students. So small, tight-knit communities within that larger Champlain community. And each one has unique features included in it. So maybe it is a closed off fireplace or a bay window or walk-in closets. Each one is unique, and the first year living situation is amazing after that. After that, you have options between apartment, suite, or pod style living at our 194 St. Paul Street. So definitely options for upperclassmen housing as well as that first year housing too. We have over 60 plus student clubs and organizations for students to be a part of, as well as 15 intramural and recreational sports. So students are definitely able to get active and be a part of the local community, as well as tons of different engagement opportunities too. One of the benefits of being in Burlington is that you have that city life, but you're not too far away from nature either. So you definitely have a nice balance of being close to the mountains. Our students get a $50 season pass to the local mountain range. We're right on the Lake Champlain, so you get a beautiful lake view all the time. And then you also get that nature and going to the parks and going for hikes and everything like that. So thinking a little bit about what we have to offer in our majors, as I mentioned, we are a career-focused education. So you're not going to see underwater basket weaving up here. All of our majors are to be what the market demands. So we have over 32 majors across 4 different divisions of our education. So if you're interested in anything with business, communication and creative media, so anything art related, education, human studies, so definitely working with people, or information technology and sciences. Those are our 4 divisions. Some of our highlights in our key programming is our game studio. So this is a huge benefit for students because they offer specialized programming. So we have 6 majors in that game studio. Definitely a great opportunity to have specialized focus and get hands-on experience. All of our education is, hands-on and experiential learning. We offer tons of internships and partnerships, not only nationally, but internationally as well. So we have 2 satellite campuses in Dublin, Ireland, and Montreal, Canada, that students are able to study abroad in for a semester and really get experience outside of Champlain and Burlington, Vermont, and can, experience Champlain in Dublin and Montreal, as well as partnerships all around the world. So thinking a little bit about application and your deadlines, we are an early decision school. So if you're applying to that game studio or even some of our high demand majors like our tech majors, definitely, think about applying early decision. We are SAT and ACT score optional, so you don't need to submit that. And the biggest thing is we are free to apply to. We don't want cost to be a barrier for our students, so we really wanted no application fee with that. Those are a list of requirements, and I know we're just about with time, so but thank you everyone for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So at this point, I'm going to ask everyone to jump back on to the screen. And we're going to go through a couple questions so that we can hear from each of you again individually. So give me just a second here to get us situated. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to go around in the same order that we originally presented it. So I'm going to ask, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Piedmont University, what would you say?
I would say, I'm Tiffany, by the way. I was not the one presenting, but I am here to answer the questions. I would say not to wait till the last minute. So even though some of these deadlines are later and they're rolling admissions, waiting till the last minute can be very stressful. So it's really nice to have all of your options laid out in front of you so you can make a well-informed decision.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Florida Southern, what's some advice you have?
Yeah, that's a good one. What I tend to tell students for something like this is try to find the best fit. It's about finding the school that you think you're going to be most successful at. And I feel like there tend to be kind of three main sort of fits to look at. So best academic fit. So finding a college where you will be challenged, but also won't be too difficult, but also not too easy. So best academic fit, best social fit, where you think you'd be able to make friends and really get involved. And then best financial fit, obviously making sure that the cost makes sense and is doable. There can be other ones, sometimes athletic fit if you're looking for athletics, or fine arts. There's obviously some other ones, but I feel like those tend to be kind of the three main ones for a lot of students.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, and Newcastle University, what advice do you have?
I'd say utilize people like us in recruitment and admissions. Websites can sometimes be incredible resources, but sometimes they can feel overwhelming, and you might not find you're getting the answers that you need. And people like us know probably most of the answers to the questions that you have. So reach out to us and ask us the questions, because we can certainly either help you or point you in the direction of where you might find the answer.
Awesome. Thank you. University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Yes, so I do have some advice, and then I have a tip. As far as advice, if you get a chance, definitely tour the campus, because just as we were saying, all the PowerPoints are lovely, all of our brochures are shiny, and the kids are smiling. But really, if you get a chance to come onto campus, do it, because that's going to show you the feel of the campus, and then you'll be able to see if you visualize yourself there. If not, just as they said before, take advantage of your recruitment specialist, take advantage of virtual options if you're not able to get to campus, but definitely, utilize us as specialists. And then here's my tip. We do a lot of communication through email. So it would be best to go ahead and set up a separate email account. I know some people will even start sending up family accounts. So all of our emails will get funneled to those accounts, and then you'll be able to keep track. Email is seen as an official document in a sense. So be sure that you're keeping track of those and staying organized.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Champlain College.
Yeah, so in addition to what everyone else has said, I think, the biggest piece of advice is breathe. It can seem overwhelming and it can seem, daunting to go through this process, but as the rep from Newcastle said, we are here to support you, and we're here for you and to help walk you through this process. Ultimately, you're going to make the decision that feels the right one for you. So enjoy the process. How often are you going to get to go on campus tours and eat good campus food? So enjoy the process and enjoy the time that you're doing with it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Alrighty, let's go to another one. What is one thing you want students to remember at your school? And let's go back to Piedmont University.
Yeah, so our motto is probably the important thing that we want you to remember: personal approach, passionate in application, and practical impact. So we have those small class sizes. You really get those personal relationships with your professors, and even your peers, and you can start kind of that networking process, internships, research opportunities, all of those things to make that practical impact later on into your careers. So
Thank you so much for that. Florida Southern College.
Yeah, I think for us, I think it's the 3 guarantees. Because as you visit a lot of schools, do a lot of these virtual college fairs, talk to a lot of college reps, you're going to get a lot of information, and you're not going to remember all of it. It's going to be a lot to go through. But if you can remember certain things from each college that you're really interested in, things kind of you can easily recall and say what makes this college unique, or this, what sets this school apart, things like that. So our 3 guarantees of study abroad, internship, and 4-year graduation is probably an important thing. And then kind of a fun fact, we're consistently ranked among the top 10 to 20 most beautiful campuses in the country. So kind of a nice thing as well. So yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, Newcastle University.
So I have 2 things. One is very small. Firstly, particularly for students who are based in Georgia watching this, Atlanta is one of Newcastle's sister cities. So we have an affinity to the state of Georgia. And the second one is that it's a bit of a historical fact. Newcastle University was the only university to award Dr. Martin Luther King an honorary degree during his lifetime. And he actually came to the university in November 1967 to collect the honorary degree and gave a speech at the university. So we've had a long history connecting us to the United States. So even though you may not have heard of us, Newcastle and the US do have a long history together.
Awesome. Thanks so much. University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Well, I would want students to know that, the University of Nebraska really does foster an environment where we want every student to be successful. So it's not a very competitive environment, and that we want everyone to succeed. So it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is. As soon as you step foot on campus, there is such a thing as Nebraska Nice, and we are going to take care of you and make sure that you have all the resources that you need to be successful.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, and Champlain College.
Yeah, thank you. This is a great question. So I think for us, it is our career-focused education. So starting with our upside down curriculum and taking those classes within your first day on campus in your major civic classes, it is a huge benefit to have that career-focused education and have career in the forefront of your mind. And really, it proves with our career success and our statistics to say, yes, what we're doing is impactful for our students and getting them into the careers that they want to be in.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty, so I'm going to throw one more question at our presenters here. What is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process? So give you just a second to think about that one. And we'll start with Piedmont University.
I'm taking an extra minute because I just started this job, to be honest with you. I guess that it's easy. I don't know that that is actually a myth, but I'm going to say that it's not easy to make a decision of where you want to live and what degree that you want and what you want to do for the rest of your life. So me speaking personally, I just switched careers a few months ago. So it's definitely hard, but it's not permanent either. So I don't really know that this answers the question, but that's my answer.
Awesome. Thank you. Florida Southern College.
That's a tough one. I guess maybe when it comes to the cost of college, don't always get scared away or drawn into the tuition fees, room and board costs for colleges, because some colleges, their tuition fees, room and board can be really, really low and look really easy. It can be really, really high and look really scary. But ultimately, it's about the out of pocket, like what you would actually owe. So a school, their tuition fees, this is going to be exaggerated, but they could be $100,000. And then you have another school that's, $5,000. But if you get $98,000 in scholarships for the $100,000 school, you're only paying $2,000 actually out of pocket. And if you get nothing at the other school, you're actually paying full $5,000. So again, that's an extreme example, but just kind of the idea of, on either end, it's just what your remaining balance is. So don't always maybe kind of get sort of kind of lean one way or the other just based on the initial sticker price, so to speak, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Newcastle University.
There's probably hundreds of myths about studying overseas that I'd want to debunk, but I think it probably linked onto what Brian said about cost. People probably presume that studying overseas is more expensive, and I would say that's quite often not the case. There was a slide in my presentation that would have highlighted that, but I compared us to a very similar institution in the US in terms of rankings, reputation, size, location, etc. And we're roughly half the price of that college. And in the UK, a degree only takes 3 years as well. So you're also saving 1 year's worth of tuition costs straight out of the gate, basically. But there's lots of others that I would love to debunk if I had time.
Thank you. University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Okay, so as far as the college admissions process, I think a lot of students think that we just see you as a piece of paper and another number, and that's not true. We always take a holistic approach when reviewing your application for admission. So if you don't quite meet the admission criteria, we still encourage you to apply, because we're going to look at your unique situation and make a decision from there. And I hear all the time from students, I'm so sorry to bother you. Please bother us. This is our job. We are specialists in the field and we're here to help you. So never hesitate to reach out.
Wonderful. Thanks. And Champlain College.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of what Gabby said, but we, the fact that we seem unapproachable, like we're high and mighty in our room making all these decisions, like come talk to us, chat with us. We love to hear your stories, where you're coming from, and we are ultimately here to help you. Like we want you to succeed, help you along this process. We know it can be scary, it can be daunting. So please let us help you and reach out with questions that you have.
Wonderful, thanks. Alrighty, so we have heard from everyone. So I'm going to wrap things up for us. Thank you so much to our presenters for your time, your information, everything you've brought to us today. And thank you to our participants for being with us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other recordings at stripescan.com/pro. And again, we thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.